Today we're going to make an updated tier list for all of the cards right now in Clash Royale. I'm hyped because the last one did really well and it was also a ton of fun to make, so I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. We're going to go back at it today for August of 2021. You might be thinking, Diddy, there has been no balance changes. This probably is not going to change too much, but I disagree. Cards have been changing. My opinion's changed on a lot of cards, and this is going to be pretty interesting to see how things match up compared to last month. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to go ahead and rank every card in Clash Royale right now. Let's go. Elite Barbarians, you're number one here. Let's see where the Elite Barbs stack up. I'm going to go ahead and honestly put them in B tier. They aren't going to be used too much lately and as of now because, as you can see, like, the Elite Barbarians, guys, they're a lot of elixir to spend, and obviously they get distracted by literally everything. It's just so easy to kite them. So they're going to go in B tier. They're very strong, but I would not choose them in an A tier simply because they are not in a lot of decks for a reason, right? 6 elixir, it's not super practical. There's a lot less beatdown, but there still is a lot of beatdown. It's interesting. It's really interesting. So, Elite Barbs, you're starting off in B tier. Archers are the next one up. We're going to go ahead and throw them in C. They're average cards. C is going to be average. S is going to be the best, by the way. A is going to be the second best. Trash is trash. In simply all this is, by the way, this is just my opinion, guys. So if you agree with some of the stuff, if you don't agree with some of the stuff, definitely comment down below. I'll try and look at the comments, and I love seeing your guys' feedback. So we're going to go ahead. Baby Dragon's up next. We're going to go ahead and put Baby Dragon in A tier. I think Baby Dragon might not be the best of the dragons, but it's certainly underrated, guys. Baby Dragon, it does splash damage. It has a good amount of health, and it is excellent support card in a lot of your pushes. So although people are saying Inferno Dragon is the king of all the dragons, especially right now in the meta, I would almost disagree because the Baby Dragon is very versatile, certainly used in a lot of meta decks, and it's definitely an underrated card, guys. I think Baby Dragon gets a lot more hate than it deserves. Poor Baby Dragon, right? Let's go. Bandit's up next, though. We're going to go ahead and toss the Bandit in A. It's 3 elixir. It's definitely seen in a lot of bridge spam decks for a good reason, guys. For 3 elixir, it has a decent amount of HP. It has that unique ability to dash and stun and attack other units, do a lot of damage there. And for 3 elixir, you get a lot of value out of it, guys. So we're going to talk to the Bandit in A. This is trash. The Barbarian Hut, I don't like it. First of all, that's why it's also trash. It's even if it was God tier, you're going in trash. I do not like facing any sort of spawners. Furnace, by the way, can go die, bro. But yeah, Barbarian Hut is simply not good. Like, it's actually trash. So that is why it's going to go in the trash. Barbarians, we're going to toss them in trash right now in Fireball meta. Barbarians are not doing it for you. A lot of people would put them in the C tier. Oh yeah, they're average. They're good. No, Barbarians are not stonks in any way because the fireballs are everywhere. Big spells are everywhere. They're going to get fireball. They're going to get poison. They're going to get something sort of splash damage is going to shut them down. Do not use Barbarians this meta. It is not going to, it's just, they aren't worth the 5 elixir, dude. Next up, we got the Barbell. Barbell's going to go ahead and be in B tier. I would say it's seen better days. Right now, the log is huge just for the knockback and stuff. When you're facing RG, you need that RG to get knocked back, whereas the Barbarian Barrel, it's not going to be as effective. Bats, they're a pretty solid support card. I'd go ahead and put them in B because you get so much DPS fast if they aren't dealt with, obviously. And Battle Healer is trash. It's only an Elixir Golem decks. You aren't going to see it too many places. Battle Ram, it's trash for me. I would say it could definitely use a buff. That'd be interesting, but right now, once again, it's only seen in like a couple style decks, and Ram Rider is definitely a better version of the Battle Ram here. So that's why it's going in trash. Dark Goblin, I'm going to go ahead and put in C tier. A lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I would say Dark Goblin's average. I would not take Archers over a Dark Goblin though, but they're both kind of the same. I mean, Dark Goblin is quick. It can get some good value. It's got the range, but arrows, logs, anything, it just dies, guys. It doesn't have enough HP to really be up here with the bats and to make like a big impact in a lot of battles. I would say a lot of people could deal with the Dark Goblin, guys. So Bomber's up next. Bomber's gonna go ahead and be an A card since, okay, this is not 3 elixir, but the Bomber's actually 2 elixir. We all know that, but the Bomber here, it's great. It takes out drill. It's in a lot of those drill decks, and it obviously can get a lot of value for 2 elixir. Super worth. The Bomb Tower is trash. If you're using it, you might not know what's good because it's really like Tesla's 10 times better. You have no reason to be using the Bomb Tower. Do not use it. It's terrible. The next up card is Bowler. Bowler's going to be an A tier, man. It's a really fun card to play, first off. And for 5 elixir, you do get what you're worth out of it. It has so much HP, so much value. It can knock things back. It can do a lot of damage. And it can obviously defend really well and put us a little bit of pressure on opponents. So it's certainly a very strong card. It's got a lot of range as well. Those Bowler balls go miles, dude. Ages away, you're going to see Bowler balls going. So Elixir Golem up next. It's trash. Inferno Tower is a D. For me, Inferno Tower used to be good, but like, it's an Inferno Tower, man. Tesla, you have no reason to go Inferno Tower. Since Tesla is shining so bright, it really is hindering a lot of these other buildings. You have to understand that. Mortar, it's going to go ahead and go in C tier. I don't think it's very special. I generally take down mortar players really easily because when I personally use Tesla a lot, man, and if they're tossing mortar anywhere near the bridge, Tesla's going to destroy it, dude. Tesla, it's up next. It's an S tier for me, not because it's so good, but because Tesla, you'll love to see it, man. It is not super toxic. I think it's a great time when you're having a Tesla down. It's fun to play some Sims and get 4 Teslas down because they will literally shut down anything. It's awesome to play with. If you're using it, it's fun. If you're going against it, it can be a little annoying, but there's answers to it, like lightning spells, stuff like that. There's answers to it. Expo is not the best. I would say C tier as well. I'm not big into siege gameplay here, so that's why the Modern Expo, you know, they're not going to do it for me. They're going to go ahead and stay in the C tier, which I think is fair, right? I mean, Expo players might disagree, Mortar players might disagree, but I mean, Expo is not normally what makes the Expo decks shine. It's the hidden Tesla, so that's why we're going to keep Expo in C. Cannon card, we're going to go ahead and toss it in B. I would say it's not in a ton of decks, kind of like the Elite Barbarians, but it's certainly still strong. B is a very solid place for that. Cannon, up next here, we're going to toss the Cannon in D. It's with the Inferno Tower. It's really not seen in too many decks, and it can be effective, but it's really not ideal. You don't want to go with the Cannon, guys. Just go with Hidden Tesla. Unless you're playing Hog 2.6, trying to be a sweaty boy, then Cannon's not it, dude. Balloon, we're going to toss the Balloon in B. It's solid. A lot of people would put it in A, but honestly, Rocket, dude. Fireball, the Tesla, all these things shut down the Balloon pretty well, for me at least. I have not been struggling with the Balloon lately. The Golem here, we're going to go ahead and toss the Golem in C tier. Golem is a very average card, in my opinion. Without the Night Witch, the Golem is really trash. So we're going to toss the Golem in C. Normal Witch is trash. You don't want to use it. Clone Spell's trash unless it's Golem Clone. So there's so much splash damage, so I don't know. Clone Spell, you know what, we'll put it in D because it definitely does work with Golem Clone, but other than that, you really aren't going to see too much. There's a lot of splash damage in this meta. Like I said, guys, it's going to get taken down here. The Dark Prince, we're putting it in the S tier. I think the last time we did this, Dark Prince was in the A tier, man. And honestly, I was saying that because the Dark Prince was only there because the drill was so strong. But no, Dark Prince is all around an excellent card, dude. I love playing Dark Prince. I literally played a Miner and Dark Prince deck the other day and absolutely crushed. And that was all. My Miner was the win condition and the Dark Prince defended everything. It was so much fun. You guys got to try it out. The Dark Prince, guys, he's an excellent card right now in the meta. Night Witch, we're going to go ahead and put her in A. I don't know if she's S tier just because I don't like her. She definitely does have her counters. And for 4 elixir, you know, that's a little bit of elixir to spend. She's really, really good with Golem. That's pretty much where you're going to see her. Earthquake, we're going to go ahead and put Earthquake in the D tier. I don't like it. It's definitely strong, but I just don't like it, guys. That's my opinion here. I've never been an Earthquake user personally, so we're gonna leave that in D. Electro Dragon is certainly underrated. We're tossing him in the B tier, guys. He's very, very elixir heavy. Obviously 5 elixir cost is gonna make him not be an A tier. If he was a 4 elixir, easy A, but the Electro Dragon, kind of like the Baby Dragon, I would say the Electro Dragon is definitely underrated, guys. Electro Giant, it's got to be an S tier, not because it maybe needs a nerf, but because it is really strong. It's certainly got its answers. If you nerf the Electro Giant, you gotta nerf the Tesla. If you don't nerf the Electro Giant, how are we gonna kill that thing, dude? Like, I don't know. It's a sketchy situation. The Electro Giant's gotta be an S tier. It is that good. Electro Spirit, we're gonna go ahead and put in A tier. I'm a massive fan of the Electro Spirit, dude. So much fun to play. It gets so much value. People are like the Baby Dragon, this is insanely underrated. I'm telling you guys, never use Ice Spirit again in your life. There is no point. Electro Spirit all the way. I used to be a hardcore log bait Ice Spirit player. No, stop it. Throw in the Electro Spirit. Even if it's under leveled, it's better. Trust me. The Night Witch's bats will get taken down. The Electro Spirit will reset things like Inferno Dragons. It crushes Lava Hound Pups, Graveyards. It's really, really, really strong. Whereas Ice Spirit, what are you doing, dude? It resets, sure. It stuns, sure, but it's not the same. Definitely go for the Electro Spirit. I'm telling you that right now. Electro Wizard is up next. We're gonna put the Electro Wizard in B tier. I would say it definitely is. It's meta, but it's not like, you know, it's an Electro Wizard. He's solid. He's not the greatest, but he's also definitely not bad. So B tier there. Elixir Golem, we're gonna go ahead and put in D tier. Not trash, but it deserves the trash. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's go. Executioner here. Executioner is gonna go ahead and be C tier. Some people might disagree with me, but I recently did a video using Viper's deck with the Executioner, and the Executioner is one beefy boy. He's got lots of HP. He gets work done on the battlefield, especially with that NATO. Very, very strong combo. We're gonna go ahead and toss Firecracker into A tier because the Firecracker is a very strong card. It's fun to play. She definitely gets crushed by arrows and stuff, though. I'm not gonna say that's S tier. I'm not gonna say that's B tier. Firecracker, it's a very solid card. So Fireball, we're gonna go ahead and put that in S tier right now. In this meta, Fireball is incredibly important in a lot of decks. We're gonna toss it in S tier. Now, you normally don't see spells in S tier, but hey, I love the Fireball. It's definitely a ton of fun to play, and I honestly might toss some more stuff in the S tier that you guys might not expect as well. So let's go ahead and put the Goblin Hut in trash. It's actually solid. Like, if I were rating this based off how good it is, it would probably go in D or C. But I hate spawners, like I said, with the Barb Hut, Goblin Hut. It's got to be in trash, dude. I hate facing the Goblin Hut. Very no skill, very annoying. Same thing here with the Furnace. If I were rating this based off of actual how good it is, the Furnace would have to be at least A tier, dude. Furnace is very broken right now, and that's exactly why it's going in the trash. I hate it, dude. I hate it. So the Fire Spirit, it's obviously one elixir. We're going to go ahead and put it up here with the Electro Spirit. Fire Spirit's massive in a lot of decks. It can shut down those Goblin Barrels. It can shut down a lot of the spam. But still, me personally, this is probably unpopular opinion, I would still take the Electro Spirit over the Fire Spirit, dude. You just get so much value out of the Electro Spirit. I really have a hard time replacing it, dude. It's my favorite now. Fisherman, it's busted. S tier, it's always in the RG decks. A lot of people have been controlling the RG. What am I saying? A lot of people have been controlling this meta with RG Fisherman. And I mean, hey, is the RG broken? Is the Fisherman broken? I don't really know. Everyone's got their opinions. I'm going to have to say they're both really strong. I'm putting the Fisherman in the S tier right now. That is certainly a good choice there. Flying Machine's going to go in A tier because it's a great card for Fireball bait. I'm a big fan of it. Obviously, it's really annoying to face. A lot of people struggle with it, but when you have that Fireball in there, you are all good to go. Freeze spell's trash. A lot of people that use freeze are cringe. They aren't good at the game. They need a freeze spell to help them. I don't like freeze at all. It's pretty toxic as well. We're going to go ahead and go for the Royal Ghost in C tier. Very average card. Giant Skeleton's going to be trash for me. He's just not doing it, dude. 6 elixirs, a lot of elixir, and people are using him. But for me, personally, I have not seen a lot of people being super successful with the Giant Skeleton, so I'm going to go ahead and toss him in trash. I would not use him. If you have a maxed out one, that's a feels bad moment. Let's go ahead and toss Spear Goblins into B. I would say they're a very solid chip damage card. They're seen in quite a few meta decks. Goblin Barrel is going to go ahead and be B tier as well. I would say it's not A tier just because of the Fire Spirits, but I certainly crush with my log base still. Not a lot of people actually carry Fire Spirits in the trophy range that I'm at, which is about 6,300. So I don't know. I've been fine with the Goblin Barrel. A lot of people were saying the Fire Spirit would kill bait, but no, I'm crushing still. Not too many people, even when people use the Fire Spirit, just don't use the Goblin Barrel, right? You can just use your other cards to get damage, stuff like that. So there's ways around it. Goblin Barrel, it's a solid card. Goblin Brawler, on the other hand, I would go ahead and put it in A. It's obviously not on the level of Tesla, but it's certainly up there, guys. The A tier for the Goblin Brawler. This card makes a lot of Royal Giant decks. It makes a lot of Electro Giant decks. Very strong card overall. Lightning Spell's up next. We're going to go ahead and put it in A tier because it's really good at getting its value with that Electro Giant, obviously. It can take down hidden Teslas. It is one of the best counters to hidden Teslas if you're pushing up with some sort of tank. So I'm really a big fan of the Lightning this season, guys. It's going to do well in the meta as usual, especially with the Electro Giant in there. The Goblin Gang, it's going to be a B tier. I would say it's better than Archers for sure. You get all 5 units as opposed to 2, and actually it can be it can do really well against the Drill if not taken care of and if placed right. So certainly a B there. We're going to go ahead and toss the Goblin Giant into D. It's very solid. It's probably a little higher than this, but me personally, whenever I face Goblin Giant, I destroy it. Goblin Giant's pretty easy to take down, especially with that hidden Tesla, and it doesn't really reset. So as long as you have the right answers for it, most tank busters are going to have a really easy time dealing with that. So that's going to be why it is in D. Stab Goblins, where are we going to put them? I don't know, man. I would put them in Spear Gobs, but no, they aren't used as much for a good reason. They're going to go in C tier, guys. They just, they're slow. They really don't do a lot of tower damage, and defensively, there's better ways to deal with stuff. For example, the 1-unit Skeletons, they kind of just do the same thing as these guys. They do a little bit of damage, but they mostly are there to distract units. So, Graveyard's up next. We're going to go ahead and put Graveyard in the C tier here because a lot of decks crush the Graveyard now, but Graveyard Freeze, Graveyard, it's making a comeback. Graveyard Fireball for that Mother Witch can be decent. I don't know how people are playing Graveyard. I feel like I'd lose my mind trying to get Graveyard wins because Graveyard, it's tough, dude. It's definitely tough. I don't see it doing very well. A couple players that are using it are definitely making it work, though. Heal Spirit's trash, not going to be used compared to these other spirits. It's just not going to get the same value. So Heal Spirit, I would never use the Heal Spirit over any of these top spirits, including the Ice Spirit down here. Like, I just don't know why you would. I mean, the Heal Spirit and Ice Spirit, I'd almost say are on the same level right now. You have no reason to use them when these two other spirits are going to get so much more value, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, 100%. Hog Rider here is going to go in C tier. I would say it's very average. It can be good. Not really too many decks in the top of the meta that use Hog Rider too much, besides Hog 2.6, obviously. Same thing with the cannon here. So we're going to move Hog Rider down to D. Like, there's a reason most decks are RG and other stuff right now. Hog Rider, it's just not going to get the job done when there's a lot of hidden Tesla cycle decks. It's not going to get the job done, guys. So, Hog Rider's in D. This is probably a really controversial spot here, so maybe we'll talk about it for a minute. I don't know. A lot of mid-ladder decks have Hog Rider in it. A lot of low-ladder decks have Hog Rider in it, so I guess I should be more clear in saying definitely this is like a top-of-the-ladder choice here, because you just don't see Hog Rider too much up there, and if you do, it's a weird style deck. Like, genuinely, I wonder. It's interesting because I think Goblin Giants played more than Hog Rider top ladder. If come to think about it, like that's definitely interesting. So I think we're gonna leave Hog Rider in D, guys. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments, because I think that's gonna be a pretty controversial one. A lot of people like Hog Rider, but it's seriously, dude, like it's kind of slacking lately. Like mid ladder can work, but if you really know what you're doing, you're gonna crush Hog Rider most of the time. So let's go ahead and put Hunter in the trash tier. You thought he was going to D? Absolutely not. This man takes 5 years to shoot 1 bullet. Sure, it does a lot of damage. I would say he's actually good in lower arenas, but other than that, there's no reason to use Hunter. There's way better ways to do a lot of damage quickly. 4/4 Elixir. Let's go. Ice Golem, you're gonna go ahead in D tier. It can be okay. It's actually being used a lot more recently than it has been, but the Ice Golem, guys, it's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's certainly not amazing. It'll get the job done just for what you like in 2 Elixirs. So D tier for the Ice Golem. Ice Wizard, trash. I'm never gonna use it again. It has no HP, guys. I hate that. I honestly, like, it does its purpose. It's probably like deserving of a D or C, because it used to be A or B, but now, you know, it's trash. I'm not gonna use it personally. I just kind of feel like it's on the same level as the Battle Healer. Well, a couple decks feature it, but it's not as good as it once was, so I just have a hard time using it, guys. I really do. Next up, what do we got here? Oh, yo, it's the Inferno Dragon. I would say the Inferno Dragons almost has to go in S tier. It does. It does, dude. It is such a good tank buster, seen in not only Electro Giant decks, but it's seen in a wide variety of decks for good reason. I was saying this when I was describing the baby dragon, like the Inferno Dragon's got to be the king of the dragons. The Inferno Dragon, guys, it's one of a kind. It's an Inferno Tower, mobile Inferno Tower in the air. It's so strong. It's in so many meta decks. It's got to be S tier, dude. It's got to be. You can get so much value out of that 4 Elixir. Knight is going to go ahead and be in D tier for me. No reason to use the Knight this at all. People using the Knight, you might be a little lost, you might be a little confused, don't worry. Go ahead and use the Valkyrie, go ahead and use the Mini P.E.K.K.A, go ahead and use the Dark Prince. Valkyrie or Dark Prince, highly would recommend over the Knight, guys. Seriously, the Knight, it's not viable, or it's not as good as it once was. I do not recommend using the Knight. Lava Hound, it's going to go ahead and be in B tier. Now, I would put it higher, but obviously I don't think the Lava Hound is what makes a lot of the Lava Hound decks good. It's a lot of the other cards in there, so that's why it's going to go in B. Magic Archer, what do you got for me? We're going to go ahead and toss the Magic Archer in C. It's solid. I don't know. Bridge spam players make it work, but other than that, you're really not going to see too much Magic Archer. I think it's a pretty average card. I honestly do. So, Mega Knight, it would be an S tier if it's mid-ladder, mid to low ladder, because if you have a Mega Knight in those arenas, it kills everything. It genuinely kills everything, but if you're talking about top ladder, we're going to go ahead and put Mega Knight in C. There's a couple decks that feature it, but honestly, not enough to make me go, wow, let's go, Mega Knight. No, it's a lot of the other cards that make that kind of work, much like the Lava Hound decks. So the Mega Minion, we're going to go ahead and put Mega Minion in A tier. It's honestly close to S tier. Mega Minion's great value. It gives you lots of damage quickly, and it has a good amount of HP, so that's pretty fun. Miner is going to go ahead in B. Probably, honestly, let's go ahead and put Miner in, yeah, let's put it in B. I was thinking about it, but I mean, the Miner is really not used as a win condition anymore. It's more so used in a combination with another win condition. For example, Miner Balloon, Miner Lava Hound. The Miner is good to go in there and take out little other things or distract something, whereas it used to be good for tower damage. No, now it's all right for tower damage, but you're certainly going to be better off using that Miner on some other things to give you better utility. Let's go. Minion Horde, we're going to go ahead and put that in trash. There's so many spells this meta, you're not going to get any value out of it. Minions, going to go in trash. They're in a couple Lava Hound decks, a couple Bridge Spam decks, but most of those decks are outdated. Minions are not going to be cutting it for me, dude. Mini P.E.K.K.A, what do you got for us here? Let's see. We're going to go ahead and put Mini P.E.K.K.A in D tier. I think the Inferno Dragon is so much better than the Mini P.E.K.K.A, and you don't need too many ground tanks because of the Dark Prince and Valkyrie. I think Mini P.E.K.K.A's got to go in D, dude. It's not going to be seeing too many decks here. Mini P.E.K.K.A, sorry, dude. We have to do them like that. Mirror, it's trash. Don't use it. Mid-ladder uses it, but that's it. Mother Witch is OP. It's OP, dude. I don't know if it needs a nerf, but it's certainly strong. You got to admit, the Mother Witch, guys, she is so good. So she's got to be S tier here. So far, our S tiers are Hidden Tesla, Dark Prince, the Electro Giant, and the Fireball Fisherman, Inferno Dragon, Mother Witch. I think that's fair. I mean, I don't know about Fireball, but I think all these are fair, guys. So let me know what you think about the S tiers so far down in the comments. I like them. I definitely do. Musketeer is going to go in D. Nothing special here. Certainly not trash, but I'm not seeing the Musketeer too much. P.E.K.K.A is going to go ahead and be an A. He certainly shuts down a lot of win conditions. He's a very strong card overall. Poison, we're going to go ahead and put Poison in B. Some people would put poison a lot lower, but honestly, with how many spawners there are sometimes and just cards getting cycled in the back, I think poison's not too bad. It definitely shuts down Golem Clone and stuff, so it's interesting. Prince Boy, we're gonna go ahead and put you in C, dude. Prince is okay. It's certainly not the best. I think Prince is okay. I'm not gonna lie. I think Prince is alright. Alright, Princess. What you got for us? I think Princess is B tier. We're gonna go ahead and put Princess in B. She definitely crushes in a lot of log bait. So the Princess can definitely get some value. Lumberjack, we're gonna go ahead and if it was based on my personal opinion, I'd put Lumberjack in trash. I hate facing Lumberjack decks. They're just annoying, the rage spell. But genuinely, I think the Lumberjack is B. I think he's right up here with the Balloon guys. He's solid. He's not used in too many decks, but the decks he's used in, he certainly makes an impact. So the Lumberjack going in B tier. Much higher than a lot of other things, actually. That's interesting. Rage spells trash. Ram Rider is A tier, dude. I think Ram Rider's underrated, much like the Baby Dragon. Ram Rider can definitely make it work. Not seen too often in mid ladder, but other than that, like top ladder, it definitely makes Ram Rider work. Rascals are underrated. They're gonna go in B. Rocket, S tier, man. I love myself some Rocket. It shuts down a lot of big pushes. If you know how to play your Rocket, you're crushing, dude. It also shuts down Sparkies. Anything in the back that the opponent places, it can shut down Lumberjack Balloon entirely. Rocket is extremely strong. S tier, much like the Fireball, there's not as much direct value, like 6 elixir for 6 elixir, 4 elixir for 4 elixir. No, you're going to be using Rocket to get a lot of tower damage, and you can obviously Rocket Cycle to get a bunch of hits off soon, or like really fast. So it's cool to use. Royal Giant's also going in S tier. Based off of last month, I believe I put Royal Giant in B tier, maybe A tier. I think the Royal Giant was just decent, but apparently, dude, as of lately, Royal Giant's everywhere, and it's got to be for a reason, right? Royal Giant is the win condition, and pretty much, like, is the sole win condition in a lot of our G decks. So the Royal Giant, dude, it's got to be an S tier, much like the Electro Giant. The Royal Giant's really making an impact on the meta right now, so he's got to go in S tier, just like all these other cards. He's making an impact. The spells excluded, obviously. All of the troop cards are making a massive impact on the meta, so the RG's got to go in S right now. Royal Hogs, we're going to go ahead and toss him in D. There's so much splash damage, I would not use the Royal Hog. We are getting a wide list, like it is going off the screen right now. Royal Recruits, what do you got for us? We're going to put him in trash, dude. There's so much splash damage, I can't even imagine trying to use Royal Recruits right now. I don't think it would work out very well for me personally. I would probably not like that. Oh my gosh. All right, we got Skeleton Barrel next. Skeleton Barrel is going to go ahead and be in D tier. It's okay. It's not going to be seen too much, though. I would not put it on Goblin Barrel level, guys. It has to get to the tower. There's so much Tesla. You'll be able to shut down the Electro. The Skeleton Barrel is what I meant to say. Skeleton Dragons can get fireballed really easily, and they normally don't get too much value, so we're going to put them in C. They aren't too popular. Skeleton Army, we're going to put in A, because it can shut down the drill, and in the lower arenas, Skeleton Army is seen everywhere. It's a very, very cool card. You obviously get so many mass units for just 3 elixir. It's certainly worth it. 1 unit Skeletons we would put in S tier, but I just feel a little weird doing that. We're going to go ahead and put them in A, because you can get so much value out of your 1 unit Skeletons, guys. They can pull, they can distract. Guards are trash. We're putting them in the trash tier. Snowball is going to go in D. You rarely see it. Ice Spirit's going to go in trash. There's no reason to use the Heal Spirit or Ice Spirit. Like I said, these 2 other spirits up top going to dominate for you guys. Log spell we would put in S, but we're going to go ahead and put it in A. I would say the Log is up there with these other 3. These 3 spells are definitely the main 3 for me, at least. And the Lightning obviously can be in there too. Musketeers are done. Tombstone is trash. Tornado, where do we want the Tornado at? I've not thought about this at all, actually. Tornado can be so much fun, dude. Like in Triple Elixir, all you see is NATO Rocket. I think we got to put NATO in A. NATO can be so much fun, dude. I've been playing a lot of Triple Elixir tournaments just for fun, trying my best to win them, and I've been using Rocket and NATO, and it kills everything, and obviously, like, you can Rocket the tower, NATO everything in, and get so much value. It's actually awesome. So the NATO's up there. Valkyrie, we're going to go ahead and put in S tier. She's used so much for a reason, guys. Her and the Dark Prince, they're cracked. They're actually cracked. They do their job. Valkyrie has so much HP. She swings, she does splash damage, she does it all. So definitely going to be like the Dark Prince, and in S tier. Wall Breakers, we're going to go ahead and put them in A. They're solid. They do a lot of pressure with just 2 elixir, and if they connect, it can be detrimental. Wizard, we're going to go ahead and put Wizard in D tier. I wouldn't say he's trash. He's certainly not good. But I mean, Wizard can get value. He's got some really solid splash damage and hit rate, obviously. So the Sparky, once again, is going in D. It's used in the Goblin Giant deck, and that is about it. I have not seen any other real Sparky decks come around. Zappies, they're okay. They're B. Actually, no, we're going to put Zappies in C. They're being seen a lot less ever since that Royal Recruits deck died down. I don't think Zappies are super popular right now because there's so much splash damage. The Zappies are going to get fireballed all the time, stuff like that. Zap Spell, we're going to go ahead and put Zap in C. I used to love it, but now it's kind of died down for me from the Electro Spirit. The Electro Spirit definitely is just so much better than the Zap Spell. Royal Slow deliveries, we're going to go ahead and put that in A. Not a lot of people are going to agree with that probably, but it's not used too often, but it certainly can get a lot of value, dude. I have so much fun playing it. It's a fun card. It can definitely get its value. It's going to go in A for me. Giant, we're going to put Giant in the trash. It can be okay. Actually, we'll put it in D. Giant can be okay. I guess Giant Sparky's another Sparky deck, but Giant is... I have not seen, like, I struggle against Giant players, but that's because I'm bad at the game, right? If you know what you're doing, you should be able to shut down a Giant. It, like, destroys. The Hidden Tesla can tear apart a Giant. Any sort of Swarm card, any, like, Sparky, any, really, like, the Giant does not have too much HP, and it can get distracted very easily, making it a D tier for me. Arrows, we're going to go ahead and toss Arrows in A. I think they're underrated, man. Arrows can crush Night Witch. Arrows can destroy Lava Hound. Like, Arrows are really solid, and I think they're underrated for sure, especially with the Night Witch in there. Like I said, guys, the Golem players, their nightmare is Arrows and Zap, I think it's called. I don't know if it's Arrows Zap or Arrows Log. It might be Arrows Log is the combination you're looking for, but one or the other, the Arrows shut it down. And the Goblin Drill for the final card would go in S tier, but no, we're putting it in trash. No, I'm just kidding. We gotta go S tier. It's disgusting how good the Goblin Drill is. It's really disgusting, but it is really good, so we gotta include it in S tier. So, this is our finalized list. We're gonna take a moment here to kind of look over and talk about everything. I think this is a very fair list. Now, I might have been a little harsh on a couple things, like the Furnace. If we were being legit, the Furnace is probably S or A tier. But other than that, I think everything is about where we want it. Let me look at this for a second. Maybe the Stab Goblins should be a little bit lower, I feel like. I think the Royal Ghost should be a little lower. They just aren't too good. Dark Goblin's going to be lower. Archer's going to be lower. That's a little more fair, in my opinion. I think, like, Mortar will move up. Any last changes we want to make, like, maybe Ramrider should be B. I was a little generous on that one, eh? But other than that, dude, Musketeer will go ahead and toss in C, because the Musketeer can be solid. She definitely can get some value, especially in Hog 2.6. And the Hog Rider's all the way down in D. People are going to hate me for that, but it's okay. I think we're happy with this. We're going to end the video here. If you guys enjoyed this, obviously, definitely make sure to leave a like. Tell me what you thought down below. But this has been a very fun video to make. Once again, if you cannot tell, I really enjoy making tier lists. So if you have any other tier list ideas, comment them down below, guys. But seriously, thank you all so much for watching. If you watched till the end, you're a legend. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned, everybody, for more content coming soon on the new season. But hopefully you guys have a great day. Master J San, out.